in a way, I'm teaching a preschool or a kindergarten class. we're, we're reviewing kindergarten because I feel like those values about how to treat people are, when we really get those deeply, everything else falls into place. You can then get a good job. Then you can have a beautiful family. Then you can have a nice partner. Then you can have a great relationship with your kids. Then you can start to take care of your friends better and be there for them. Like, so many other things fall into place in your life when you just pay attention to the initial teaching of sharing and caring that you learn in kindergarten. At least, the thought is that in kindergarten you learn that. So I have a very simple way to approach spirituality, and that's why I love the title, this idea of sharing and caring, because it's like, how simple can you get? And as I said, the ingredient that is often missing is the spiritual aspect. Let me tell you why this is important. Although we're taught in kindergarten about sharing and caring, when people hurt our feelings or we go through traumas, those teachings we forget, and we start to react to the world from a place of hurt. Or fear, for that matter. When you're going through school and let's say bullies are picking on bullies did pick on me. I became a very what do you call it? Introverted. Introverted is the word, because I didn't want to bother anyone. I didn't want to get into trouble with bullies. And by the way, in a way, I kind of still have that a little bit. And so, therefore, how was I really going to reach out and share and care for people when I'm afraid to even talk to people and I'm so shy? It's like when you're shy, you don't even engage in the world. So then I had to break through my fear around just approaching people. Even though I had been taught long ago, be warm and kind to your fellows and so on and so forth, I started to withdraw more and more. There was even a time, I remember in high school, where the woman who took me to school along with her daughter, I withdrew so much, I didn't even talk to her while we were driving in the car to school, and she was taking me to school. Right? And then finally she complained to my mother and said, "Why doesn't your kid talk to me?" That was like how withdrawn I was. So, that was extreme. That was extreme. And then, interesting enough, that was the time when I was reading Ayn Rand, which is another whole thing. Ayn Rand wrote Fountainhead, yeah, which caused me to, in a sense, become more self-absorbed as I was reading that book. That's a side note. So I was really, really happy when I decided finally I needed to kind of get out of my selfish tendencies by doing these self-improvement courses. Then I took the Landmark Forum, which and other studies of psychology, and like listening to videos and listening to getting counseling and things like that. And I started to break down the walls around Brian's heart. And then now it's much more of a natural tendency to reach out and talk to people and care and share, at least than it was. And I still work on it day by day by day. And I can certainly get self-absorbed into my own, even my own spiritual practices, and not even notice people on the outside who are needing help.